Hello guys, it's your boy Anomaly from Sweden, and in today's video we have a new update for CSGO. Now this just released and it's 3:30 AM, so I'm pretty tired, but it's a very important update. Now to understand this update, I'm actually going to go back to an update 2 weeks ago, where they say, today we're shipping an optional beta branch of CSGO with changes that are part of our continuing fight against cheating. Now I didn't make an update video on this beta branch update because it's the beta branch, it's not in the real game, so I didn't really feel it was necessary. But now, 2 weeks later, they have implemented it into the real game. The update is called Trusted Mode, and they say, today we're shipping changes to CSGO that are part of our continuing fight against cheating. CSGO now significantly restricts the type of programs and files that can interact with the game. So basically, they, I guess, they saw what Valorant was doing in a good way and kinda copied it a little bit, I guess, which is good, because the competition that Valorant creates makes CSGO improve their own game, which is really nice. So if you haven't seen the drama about Valorant's anti-cheat, it's basically always on. Like, I haven't played Valorant today, yet the anti-cheat is always running. It's the first thing that runs on the PC, so people are saying that it's basically a rootkit, which is kind of intrusive. Now that's not what CSGO have done, but they are at least significantly restricting, like they say, access to other types of programs and files, which is good. The biggest complaint I've seen in CSGO overall is that there's so many cheaters. And I know this firsthand because me and Hikes have made videos where we literally hunt down cheaters and try to get them banned. So this is a really good update. They also say, by default, players will launch CSGO in Trusted Mode, which will block third-party files from interacting with the game. If you would like to play while using third-party software that interacts with CSGO, launch with the untrusted launch option. Note that in this case, your trust score may be negatively affected. Now, I'm not really sure what this means, that if you launch with untrusted, your trust score goes down. Is this going to, like, affect your trust factor score if you launch the game with untrusted? Can you even play matchmaking if you launch the game untrusted? Now, if we go from blog and check the update logs, we get some more info. Players will now launch CSGO in Trusted Mode by default, and while in Trusted Mode, third-party software will be blocked from interacting with CSGO. And they say again that if you want third-party software to interact, you need to launch with untrusted, and your trust score goes down. They also say if you are a third-party developer, all of your DLLs that interact with CSGO must be digitally signed. I don't really know what this means, but I guess it's almost like a verification process for third-party developers, kinda. If your customers would like to use third-party software that is not digitally signed, they can start the game with insecure launch option. Note that they will not be able to join VAX servers with this option. So basically, you can't play matchmaking if your third-party software that interacts with CSGO is not digitally signed. And I guess if you're using third-party DLLs that are digitally signed, you still need to launch with untrusted, which affects your trust score. Now, I tweeted asking people what this actually means and what it affects, and I got some interesting answers which I didn't really know. It seems like almost all sort of overlays, like MSI Afterburner OSD, stuff like Discord game overlay, Razer Chroma, and like color boosters, GeForce Experience overlay, all that sort of stuff no longer works because it can't hook into the game and display something. One thing that affects me is that OBS game capture no longer works. And OBS even tweeted, as a result of today's CSGO update, it's no longer possible to use game capture while in Trusted Mode. Players will need to use window capture with non-full screen modes or use the untrusted launch option if you must play full screen. So basically, if you play full screen CSGO with game capture, which is what I do when I live stream CSGO on twitch.tv/anomaly, or record, I always use game capture. So this is a little problem for me when I record. This probably looks trippy, but I just want to show you that I have to use a display capture, which means that I'm showing everything that's on my display, not only CS. And if I try to go to a scene where only CS is as a game capture, nothing displays. It's just black because it can't attach itself to the game. So I'll have to record like this. This is a lot more computer heavy and it takes a lot more power from the computer, basically making you lag more in game, especially if you have an older PC. And I'm not sure how this is gonna work with, for example, shadow play, which many people use to record. I'm not sure how this is gonna work with, for example, fraps, which some people use to record. It's basically just causing a lot of problem for innocent programs. And apparently this update, even when it was just out as a beta, it has already been bypassed, so cheaters don't have to use the untrusted tag to cheat. They can literally bypass that and still hook their game into the trusted version of CSGO and cheat on good trust factor games, which is not the good. But hopefully it's all for the greater good. If there's no more hackers, then CSGO will be very good. So thank you guys for watching. It is currently 4:25 AM, so I'm probably going to edit this video and then jump off my balcony.